listen, sometimes it's okay to be the villain in the made-up story that these people got going on in their mind. Because I'm telling you right now, I'm okay. I'm okay that in your story, I'm the villain. Because you the clown in mine. A whole clown.
Jaselyn Horne died early Sunday morning after being shot several times at a cookout in Northwest Charlotte. This happened at the location on Sunset Road. No word on what led up to that shooting or if police have a lead on any suspects.
5 gunshots shattered the pre-dawn silence at a Charlotte cookout restaurant. On the floor lay 26-year-old mother, Jaselyn Horne, shot several times as co-workers stood powerless to stop it. The killer, her co-worker. The motive? A dirty pan. In the early hours of March 17, 2024, what began as a routine cleaning dispute between 2 fast food workers escalated in seconds to deadly violence. Jaselyn Horne, 26, a dedicated mother working so hard at a restaurant job to support her 5-year-old son, would never return home from her shift. This isn't a DV situation. This wasn't a robbery gone wrong. No drugs were involved, no romantic jealousy, just 2 ordinary people at the end of a long night shift, arguing about who should clean what. How does a workplace disagreement between coworkers transform into murder? Why did her coworker bring a gun to work? What pushes someone with no criminal history to pull a trigger 5 times? And could this happen anywhere? Even where you work? Welcome to Mind Twist True Crime Stories. Kindly support us by subscribing to this channel and turn on the notification bell icon. His story takes us to Charlotte, North Carolina. Jaselyn Horne woke up every morning with one purpose: providing for her son. At 26, the Charlotte native had built a life centered around her 5-year-old boy, 7. She was an excellent provider, her father John Horne told reporters. "That's my firstborn." Friends knew Jaselyn as more than just a mother. Her creative passion shone through her side business, Beauty by J, where she specialized in braids, locks, and sew-ins. Her social media showcased her talent, pages filled with satisfied clients and beautiful styles. 5 months before her death, Jaselyn took the job at Cookout on Sunset Road. The late-night shifts weren't easy, but they offered steady income to supplement her hairstyling work. She loved to work, her family explained. She worked a lot of hours. Co-workers quickly warmed to Jaselyn's presence. Kwame Hayes, who worked with her for just a month, recalled her singing during shifts to make time pass faster. "She's a very cool person, loving, offering everybody rides home," Hayes said. "In my eyes, she couldn't do nothing wrong." What no one could have predicted was how a routine closing shift would end her life, leaving 7 without his mother. The Cookout on Sunset Road near Beatty's Ford Road in Northwest Charlotte operates 24 hours a day. By 4:30 a.m. on March 17th, the restaurant had closed its kitchen, with only the cleanup crew remaining inside. 5 employees worked the overnight shift that Sunday. They had developed a bond that went beyond mere co-workers. "We all worked together so much we practically considered each other family," one employee told detectives. The restaurant maintained a strict no-weapons policy. No employee should have been carrying a firearm, a rule that would prove tragically ineffective that morning. Malik Crosby, 20, had been a reliable worker with no history of trouble, no red flags. Like Jaselyn, he showed up for his shifts, did his job, and had never raised concerns among management. Both of them was really great people, co-worker Kershara McNair later told reporters. "This is really unforeseen." The atmosphere that night had started like any other. Employees described the mood as lighthearted, with the usual banter and camaraderie that made the late shifts bearable. "Everybody was in a good mood that night," said Avance Bryant, who had worked with both Jaselyn and Malik for several months. "I would have never expected to wake up to this." On March 17th, 2024, the usual competitive talk at work took a different turn. The normal rhythm of the restaurant was disrupted by a dispute between Jaselyn and Malik. It started with a disagreement over a routine chore, cleaning duties. The team just wanted to go home, but this one argument was about to escalate into something that would change their lives forever. The night of March 16th into the early morning of March 17th began routinely. The Cookout's late shift crew served their final customers before closing the kitchen around 4:30 a.m. As the restaurant emptied, the 5 employees started their closing duties. The floors needed mopping, Counters required wiping down, food had to be properly stored. What started as typical workplace banter between Jaselyn and Malik gradually intensified. According to court documents, they had been arguing all day about cleaning responsibilities. The tension built quietly at first. Who would clean what? Who would finish their assigned tasks? Small disagreements that normally dissolve with the end of a shift. But this argument didn't dissolve, it escalated. By 5 a.m., the dispute had reached a breaking point. Voices raised, frustrations mounted. The other employees noticed but didn't intervene, assuming it was just the usual end-of-shift stress. Court documents later revealed the critical moment. Malik cursed at Horne. The verbal attack pushed Jaselyn to a physical response. No one expected what would happen next. If you believe workplace conflict resolution should be taught in schools and at workplace, hit the like button now. These skills might save lives. In a split second, the argument crossed a fatal threshold. Jaselyn grabbed a pan and threw it at Malik, striking him in the face. His response was immediate and devastating. Malik pulled out a concealed handgun and fired 5 times at Jaselyn. The sound of gunfire echoed through the empty restaurant. Jaselyn collapsed to the floor, suffering multiple gunshot wounds. The remaining employees scattered in panic. Hayes grabbed his manager, who had frozen in shock. "I kind of grabbed my manager, brought him to safety," Hayes said. "Next thing I know was me, my manager, and my coworker pinned in the bathroom in silence." From behind the locked bathroom door, one employee made a frantic call to 911.
Charlotte 911, do you need police, fire, or medic?
Medic, police.
Medic and police, hold on for medic.
Medic and County Fire, what's the address of your emergency?
It's the Cookout on Sunset Road.
What's that address?
I'm not sure the address. Somebody just got shot inside the building.
Police, are you on the line?
I'm on the line, yes. I'm trying to get it as well.
I see Sunset.
Pulling up Sunset in Hamilton. Okay.
Cookout.
Okay. Okay. And I'll stay on the line, medic, whenever you're done.
All right. And you said someone was...
Somebody just got killed. Somebody inside the building. I don't know if they're killing her or not. I'm in the bathroom. You think about it?
Okay. Police, you can go ahead with your question.
Okay. Where you now?
I don't know. They outside. I'm in the bathroom.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
What is the subject name?
I'm not sure. Man. They just shot right in front of my face. Whoop. I ran to the bathroom. I'm not sure.
Okay, what is he wearing? Where's he? Hello, sir.
Yeah. Hello.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
The police is asking you some questions.
We need.
I'm not hearing the question. Somebody just got killed at the Cookout.
I understand, but we're trying to get assistance, right? So, who is the subject? Who was the person that shot that
It's a
individual?
female.
The female
The female
did the
that got
shooting?
shot.
And okay,
No,
and
female got shot.
right, but we're the police department, and we need to know who shot the female. What is his
The
name?
male.
What's his
The
name?
male.
Black? A black male, white
The
male.
male. White female. White female.
Are you saying black, light skinned male?
Yes. Black
Okay.
female.
What is he wearing?
Black jeans and a black jacket. Yeah. Well. Yeah.
And the female, is she black, white, and Asian?
What?
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
And where was she shot?
I'm not sure. You speak for them?
Who's in there with you?
My manager. Me and my coworker, my manager.
So there's 2 people inside of the bathroom with you right now?
The what?
I said there's two people inside the bathroom with you right now.
Yeah.
Oh, lovely.
Did you please send somebody?
Yeah, we're over. I've already dispatched, or excuse me, I've already added a call for service, and they're going to have someone like that to location as soon as possible. We still have information that she said the female. Do you know where she was shot?
I see where she was shot. I'm not even sure she alive. The one
How many times was she shot?
you got like 3 times. I'm not sure if she okay.
Do you know if there were any drugs or alcohol involved? Anyone?
No. No.
I'm still in. And then, do you know if it's still within the establishment, or do you know if he left?
I don't know. Money background.
Okay. Do you know about her, approximately how old the subject is?
No.
Do you know what type of vehicle he has? The subject?
You said what?
Do you know the type of vehicle for the subject?
He doesn't have a car. Yeah.
Can you hear her that's still inside of the restaurant, sir?
You know, I'm not sure.
That's all the questions I have, medic.
Could you let me know if somebody's outside?
I don't have any more questions, but did he just damage? And you guys are locked in the bathroom?
Is the police?
No, sir, they're not there yet, but they have been dispatched.
They're not here. Somebody's on the door. Somebody's knocking on the door.
Yeah, I'm only showing that they've been dispatched. Give me one moment. Okay, I do see that they did arrive, okay?
They arrived?
Yes, I do see that they arrived.
You think those? Do you think, or did they arrive?
I am showing that they arrived.
All right, they arrived.
They just arrived.
You saw how a simple argument turned physical with the throw of a pan. But here's the question. Was Jaselyn justified in that moment? Or did she cross a line that she could never come back from? Tell me what you think in the comments below. When police arrived, they found Jaselyn unresponsive on the floor. Medic pronounced her dead at the scene. As Hayes and the other employees emerged from the bathroom, the reality of what had happened hit them. In the chaos, Malik had fled the scene. So many people watch these stories but refuse to subscribe, thinking they can just watch one video and be done. I'm really curious to know why. Maybe we are not getting it right, or probably these stories don't matter. Your like, your shared, your comments, and subscribing keep us going. Kindly support us. As dawn broke over Charlotte on March 17th, the Cookout restaurant became a crime scene. Yellow police tape surrounded the building while investigators gathered evidence inside. The Charlotte-Mecklenburg Police Department's homicide unit immediately launched their investigation. They reviewed surveillance footage and interviewed the witnesses who had hidden in the bathroom. A crucial lead came from employee time cards. Detectives noticed that every employee scheduled for that shift had clocked in and was present when police arrived, except for Malik Crosby. By Monday morning, March 18th, the CMPD's Violent Criminal Apprehension Team located Malik and took him into custody. He was transported to the Law Enforcement Center for questioning, then transferred to the Mecklenburg County Sheriff's Office, where he was charged with murder. Outside the restaurant, a small memorial began to form. Flowers, candles, and photos of Jaselyn appeared as friends, family, and even strangers came to pay their respects. The news of Jaselyn's death devastated her family. Her father, John Horne, spoke of the pain that rippled through their lives. Most heartbreaking was the impact on Jaselyn's 5-year-old son, 7. He doesn't even understand what's going on right now, John explained. Within days, over 50 family members and friends gathered in the parking lot for a candlelight vigil and balloon release to honor Jaselyn's memory. It means a lot to me because I know that it would mean a lot to her to see everybody out here that loved Jaselyn, one family member said. Another added, she was a beautiful person. She was a great mom. She was very much loved. During the vigil, a family spokesperson addressed the broader issue of violence. This happened to so many. But let's use this one right here as a beacon for this city to understand that God is in control. Enough is enough. This violence and this gun violence, this killing, it is really no sense. What's one practical step workplaces should implement to prevent conflicts from escalating to violence? Drop your solution in the comments. Your idea could save lives.
Got shot inside the building.
As calls for help went out, emergency crews came pouring in, but aid simply came too late for one of the workers inside. Jaselyn Horne suffered fatal gunshot wounds in the pre-dawn hours on Sunday morning, allegedly at the hands of her co-worker.
I just did not see this coming at all.
Kashara McNair works at the Cookout and tells me she knew both the victim as well as the alleged gunman and says none of what happened makes any sense.
Really well. Both of them was very great people, so this is really foreseen. Everybody, but everybody, get to that point where they can't take it anymore, I guess.
Charlotte-Mecklenburg police say a workplace argument led to the homicide when the suspect pulled a gun and allegedly shot Jaselyn Horne while the two worked together at this cookout on Sunset Road. Horne died on the scene. Crosby was later arrested and charged with that homicide. Wednesday evening, a small memorial was placed out in front of the scene of the shooting. An honor to the victim, but a painful reminder to those left behind.
We just been going through a hard time.
Evidence Bryant worked with Horne and Crosby for several months and was there just hours before the shooting.
Everybody was in a good mood that night. I would have never expected to wake up to this.
Employees tell me the store has a no weapons policy, so the suspect shouldn't have been carrying a firearm that morning. Despite what happened, employees tell me everyone involved were good people, caught in a situation that simply went out of control.
Oh yeah, I'm praying for both families. I'm praying for Jaz's son. Hope he's doing well. He find peace.
Malik Crosby faced a first-degree murder charge, a capital offense in North Carolina that carries potential penalties of life without parole or death. His first court appearance on April 8, 2024, was brief. The judge denied bond, and Malik remained in the Mecklenburg County Jail as his case progressed through the legal system. Over the following months, prosecutors and defense attorneys negotiated behind closed doors. The key legal question centered on premeditation, whether Malik had planned to kill Jaselyn or acted in the heat of the moment. In North Carolina law, the distinction between first-degree murder and voluntary manslaughter hinges on this critical factor. First-degree murder requires willful, deliberate premeditation, while voluntary manslaughter involves an intentional killing during extreme emotional distress without prior planning. The documented sequence of events, the argument, Jaselyn throwing the pan and hitting Malik in the face, and his immediate reaction, provided the foundation for a plea agreement. On October 24, 2024, Malik appeared in court and pleaded guilty to voluntary manslaughter. The judge sentenced him to 51 to 74 months in prison, approximately 4 to 6 years. He received credit for the 221 days he had already spent in jail awaiting trial. During the sentencing hearing, Jaselyn's father, John Horne, delivered a statement that stunned the courtroom. Rather than expressing anger or demanding maximum punishment, he offered forgiveness. The family forgives him, John stated simply. He continued with a powerful message. We got to stop killing each other. We need to stop it. This act of compassion shifted the narrative from vengeance to healing, highlighting the family's desire to break the cycle of violence rather than perpetuate it. The legal resolution classified the tragedy as a crime of passion rather than a premeditated murder, a distinction that acknowledged the impulsive nature of the act while still holding Malik accountable for his deadly choice. Workplace conflicts happen daily across America. The other day, a staff member stabbed her manager at a McDonald's after an argument in Michigan. Though, most of these workplace conflicts end with compromise, mediation, or at worst, someone quitting. The Cookout tragedy exemplifies how quickly conflict can escalate when multiple factors align: fatigue, stress, unchecked emotions, and critically, access to a weapon. Psychologists note that late-night shifts create a perfect storm for conflict. Sleep deprivation impairs judgment and emotional regulation. The human brain, when exhausted, struggles to process stress appropriately. The argument between Jaselyn and Malik followed a predictable escalation pattern. 1. Verbal disagreement, arguing about cleaning duties. 2. Verbal aggression, Malik cursing at Jaselyn. 3. Physical aggression, Jaselyn throwing the pan. 4. Lethal violence, Malak firing the gun. Each step represented an opportunity for de-escalation that never came. The presence of the gun transformed what might have been a workplace incident report into a homicide. Without the weapon, the conflict likely would have ended with the thrown pan, perhaps resulting in minor injuries or disciplinary action, but not death. The case also highlights how people with no violent history can commit violent acts when pushed beyond their emotional threshold. Malak had no prior criminal record. He was, by all accounts, a reliable employee until that fatal moment. After watching this story, what would you do if you find two of your coworkers arguing? Would you apply some conflict resolution tactics, or would you remove yourself from the situation? I'd love to know your reply in the comments. Jaselyn Horne entered work that night as a mother, a hairstylist, a provider. She left as a statistic, another victim of impulsive violence that could have been prevented. Malak Crosby arrived as a young man with no criminal record and a steady job. He departed in handcuffs, facing years in prison and a lifetime marked by one irreversible decision. Between them, a dirty pan, harsh words, and 5 gunshots that can never be taken back. The ripples continue to spread. A 5-year-old boy grows up without his mother. A family grieves while finding the strength to forgive. Co-workers carry the trauma of witnessing death where they once shared laughs. The Cookout restaurant still stands on Sunset Road. New employees have replaced those who couldn't return after the trauma. Customers order their meals, perhaps unaware of what happened there in the pre-dawn hours of a March Sunday. Yet the lesson remains urgent for workplaces everywhere. Minor conflicts can escalate to tragedy in moments. The line between an ordinary disagreement and deadly violence is thinner than we imagine, especially when weapons are present. John Horne's words at the sentencing hearing offer perhaps the most powerful conclusion. We got to stop killing each other. We need to stop it. His choice to forgive rather than fuel more hatred stands as a challenge to a culture often quick to seek vengeance rather than healing. After everything you've seen and heard, could you have done what Jaselyn's father did and said, "I forgive him"? Or would you have demanded a different kind of justice? Be honest with yourself and share your thoughts. If you want to continue to learn from stories like this and stay one step ahead of the unexpected, hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell notification. It's the only way to ensure you don't miss the next video that could hold vital lessons and change how you see the world. Here are other stories you can explore. Check them out. Thank you for watching to the end, and see you guys in our next vital story. Stay safe.